So hello everyone. We want to talk to you now about the flow control about loops, part one of the loops, uh, for loop. But before we start talking about loops, we need to make a quick revision uh, on the flow control. Um, remember that normal flow, um, in normal flow, the computer programs are made in the form of instructions that are executed one by one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Then oftentimes we need to make a decision, and it's called branching, based on a condition. So if the condition is true, we go in one way, false, and go in another way. And in all ways, we go further step by step and continue. Third case is looping, which is our topic today. The branching is known as simply as if condition. Now looping, we often need to repeat some iterations until as long as there is more work to do. We need to do something and repeat it again and again and again and again and again. So as long as there is more work, we do the specified chunk of code and then check more work. Yes, we again do a specified chunk of code and check more until there's no more work. We exit the loop and continue. We have said that earlier, just reviewing this with you. So today we're talking about looping. And in loops, we frequently need to repeat the same procedure multiple times. Some examples for that can be when a teacher enters the scores of his class students. So every student score will be given, entered one by one by one, or a robot keeps moving forward in the same direction until it reaches the target, or keeps rotating until it faces a specific direction, or maybe in a specific statistical application, the application keeps summing the entries and counting them until it finishes to be able to calculate the average. So these are all examples of things that are to be done repeatedly for certain amount of time. There are generally two types of loops. One type is with predefined iterations, also known as definite. This is the name which is used in the course book, predefined. And the other type is the undefined iterations, which is based on condition. So predefined iteration or based on condition. Those with our predefined iterations can either iterate over a collection. We talked about collection earlier. If you don't remember that, revert to review the data type course, data type video. So either iterate or over a collection or count a range. Those which are based on conditions, the condition is either defined before or within the loop or only within the loop. Collectively, those types are called for loops and those types are called while or until loops. Until is actually while not. So for loops are predefined or definite, and while loops are undefined or indefinite. Okay. Out of these four categories, Python doesn't have the case where a loop is defined only within the loop. It's called do while and present in other languages, but not in Python. Okay, today we're talking about for loops. So either iterating over a collection or counting a range. Before we go further, we need first to talk about remember what we talked about when we call about what we said we were talking about code blocks. So a Python block of code is a period of lines, some lines with the same indentation. Every block should indent more than its parent block. So it's a block has child block. That child block is indented more levels, I mean. And for indentation, it's better to use spaces, not to use tabs, and not to mix spaces with tabs. So better always to use spaces for indentation. The normal default is 4 spaces per indentation, but can be 2 or whatever other values as long as they are um, consistent. So here is a hypothetical code block. Usually the code block starts with a block header and colon. Don't forget the colon. Don't forget the colon. Okay. The block header can be function, while loop, for loop, a class, um, anything that is followed by a block. So I just said block header contains lines that are indented in the same indentation that is higher than the previous one. So block line 2, 3, 4, and can include a child block with lines 1, 2, 3, 4. After the child block is finished, we go back to block 1, line 9. Remember that I said 9 here, I didn't say 5 because these 4 are actually part of block 1, because block 2 is child block 1, internally, collectively included. So so block 1 ended in line 9, and then back out to go outside of the block. So when block 2 is finished, we second 2 levels of indentation. We go back to 1 level of indentation to block 1 and 0 indentation to outside the block. Fine, I think so. I hope so. Now the question is, let's delete these 2 lines to make it more confusing and ask you the confusing question. Where does block 1 end? Does it end in code 1, code block 1, line 4, or code block 2, line 4, or somewhere else? And actually the answer is it ends in block 2, line 4, here, not here. This is the end of both blocks. Remember that that block 2 is part of block 1. To show you the meaning, remember that if we have only one more line here, it's obvious now that block 2 ends here and block 1 ends there. So if we delete this one, that doesn't go back to here. It's still here. Okay. This should arrange your minds to understand the point of the idea of indentation. Okay, so what is that child of what? And what starts and ends where? Okay, with this revision, with this quick revision, we finished the introduction and we can go to the for loop.